Okay, welcome to the Dynasty Warriors glitch analysis series where we take a look at all the glitches, out of bounds stuff, and all the other broken stuff in this game, also interesting stuff in this game. Today we're going to take a look at some of the out of bounds places, but since there are so many, I can't really show all of them because there's like so much weird stuff. But I'm going to show the most interesting things. So first of all, we're going to take a look at where's the Hulao Gate? There it is. So on the Hulao Gate map, some of you may remember that Luoyang itself is actually split into 4 parts. But the 4 parts, not all of them are used in this version of the map, because maybe you can already see there's nobody in the lower part on the left side. And we're gonna take a look at it anyways. So yeah, let's have a look. I already activated something where I can walk through walls, just to show you. I can just walk wherever I want. Makes it a little bit easier to do this, but I can tell you that the green thing on the map is completely broken once you go out of bounds. So it's gonna be a bit broken, especially because this game doesn't expect us to do this. But yeah, this is the gate. Maybe some of you already tried to find a way to get through this and they were never able to go through it. Well, now we're gonna see it. And something is wrong over here because some of the objects are missing. They are technically there, but also not at the same time because the shadows are there, but nothing else, which is weird. Also, something interesting is there's a river over here. At least there's supposed to be a river, but as you can see, it's not really there. It's a little bit weirder than in Dynasty Warriors 3, because in Dynasty Warriors 3 you could just walk around and not glitch around that much. But yeah, this is where the river ends. And the area behind Luoyang, maybe you remember Dongzhu fleeing all the way over here. Well, when I go over there, maybe you know this map already, maybe you don't. This is the Tong Gate map that we have over here. A part of it, like 25% of the map, because it just stops on the other side of the river, so there's no bridge and stuff, it just ends. So you won't find the entire map. It would be one of the biggest Dynasty Warriors maps ever, but I think it just didn't fit into the memory. That's why they had to split it up, because the main plan would have probably been to make the maps gigantic. But it didn't fit properly, so yeah, that's the sad part about it. It could have been so good, but I guess that's what we get. Yeah, that was like the best part I could show on this map, but it's definitely one of the more interesting ones because you usually don't see this part. Now you can. And there's the water from the places. Some things are still there, some things are not. Okay, let's go right to the next one. The next interesting one, I mean, some of these things, let me just look through the maps. I remember them very well, so I know exactly if there's anything interesting. But usually there's not too much stuff out of bounds, except for like the maps that already exist. That's like the interesting part, because you can see stuff that you wouldn't see because the normal playable areas are actually cut off. Sometimes these parts even don't exist, like if you know Guan Yu's escape, sometimes that just doesn't exist, like some parts of it. They're just cut off and never added. Okay, this is an interesting one. Maybe you remember this battle where instead of having the entire GB battle, you have two sides, well, because there's like these islands on the sides, or not really islands, but you know what I mean, like the shores. And the interesting thing is that this entire water area exists in the game. You can visit it completely. And we're gonna take a look at that, because first of all there's these boats, and you see that they don't really have an interior. And yeah, they changed some stuff about how the boats work, I guess, or not the boats, the hitboxes. Because I can walk under here even though I'm not supposed to be able to walk under here, because in Dynasty Warriors 3 I would have been just glitched up onto the normal playable area. This doesn't happen here anymore. Yeah, this doesn't happen anymore for some reason. But over here is the first island. The one where South's Gate would be located when the Battle of GB happens. Well, at least, well, you can't walk all the way over here, but this is like the place where you would get your stuff. But now it's floating, you can't really reach it. I mean, if you go further over here, you see that some textures are missing. This is where the boats would be. And then if you go even further, you would at one point just reach the end of the map. So there's not the other side. You won't find the other side except for these few parts, I guess. This is like an island, I think in the middle or something like that. I don't know. I didn't look too closely at the GB map. And stuff is breaking all the time when you move at double speed. But okay, so the maps are pretty accurate with the stuff that you can see, at least in the original. In Extreme Legends they became a bit sloppy when it comes to the stuff what the map actually shows. Even though you can't access these areas normally, it's pretty cool that they're still marked on the map, so it's a little bit more detailed than Dynasty Warriors 3 could ever be. Especially because you can't even see these places. Why are they even visually mapped? But I think it's pretty nice, because in Dynasty Warriors 3 you wouldn't have that. There would just be an end and then they would do random stuff out of bounds. And over here there's not too much interesting stuff. Just a lot of out of bounds stuff that doesn't mean much. We've seen the same stuff in Dynasty Warriors 3 as well. Otherwise, what's also interesting is that this weird stuff also still happens on the mini-map, so still a little bit broken, because it's basically the same engine as 3 but just reworked over a while, and it for some reason disappears over here. Let's see if in this game stuff breaks as well. Okay. It at least spawns me back where I'm supposed to be. So there's the sun. Apparently it doesn't break if you go out of bounds. Like the even worse version of out of bounds. Yep. It does not do anything. But maybe, just maybe we can control where we fall. Yeah, we actually have a bit of control over that. That's pretty cool.
You uncultured swine! Gunning! Protect this ship at all costs!
Gunning!
Continue on to the enemy's main
So yeah, you could technically control this where you would fall. I don't know why this would be useful, but yeah, you can make him spin. But yeah, okay. Next map. Where's it gonna be this time? Well, let's see if there's anything interesting. I mean, we could technically see if there's like parts of the map that are not supposed to be there, but in the original they worked around this pretty well. Like they did their job as they were supposed to do. Yeah, there's not much interesting stuff in the original game anymore because they did it pretty well. But then there's the legend mode where they really did not care anymore. Especially on this map. Like, they did not care at all. We just gotta be quick, because first of all we can't have horses on this map. And the other thing is I need double speed, because otherwise everyone's just dying. And this is not good.
Come out and fight like men, you cowards. Silence! Just do what I say!
Yeah, and because it's not Dynasty Warriors 3, this stuff is not gonna help us. That's not good. Well, then we probably have to walk it the legitimate way. At least until we're out of the castle. Because for some reason this game hates angles. Especially like 80-degree angles. It hates them. Is this even possible to walk over there? Yeah, it is possible. Okay.
Come out and fight like men, you cowards. Silence! Just do what I say! I was but an inch from death. On you! Consider my debt to you repaid!
This should not be possible.
Do this on purpose! Way on! Kill this filthy traitor!
But yeah, so what I want to show is you know, this is supposed to be on the map where the Shishui gate is, and if you walk straight towards the Shishui gate, where it is supposed to be, you're gonna find something interesting. Or should I say, nothing interesting, because the entire gate is gone. It's just water. I don't know why there's water under the gate. It's quite weird, but I mean, I guess they were saving on resources, so there's no gate. I think this is based on the Xuchang battlefield map. Yeah, it is based on that one, because over here there would be the road where Guan Yu would go to his ship, but that one doesn't exist, so yeah, they are saving on resources. I mean, the entire castle up there doesn't even exist on Guan Yu's escape, only this lower part. But yeah, even over here we can take a look behind this gate where there's just mountains. I don't know where the guy is fleeing in the normal Shishui gate map. But yeah, without a horse, going on mountains is very difficult, and it's very bright up here. I mean, usually nobody can even go up here unless you use the other glitch that I'm gonna show later. I don't know in which episode, because it's a very difficult glitch and I can't promise that it's gonna be successful. But maybe it's gonna work. I already have a good idea how to do that then. But yeah, as you can see, the Shishui gate is gone. That was an interesting thing to show because I really wanted to show this. I found this like 7 years ago, and I was never able to put it into a video. Now it's finally time. Okay, is there anything else interesting that I could show? Because I mean, they have their full maps. The developers were a little bit lazy on this one, because no matter how small the maps are, the full maps just exist. And I think the best way to show that is with Dian Wei. If you know his Extreme Legends map, you see this is the entire map of one castle, but you only have this really small space where you just have to defend and defend until Cao Cao escapes. But what if we just walk through the wall? What about the rest of the map? It still exists, apparently. I mean, they removed some parts of the map to save on space, and something is a bit broken over here, like some things are not supposed to be this way, but otherwise, some stuff just isn't loading in sometimes. But this is the full map. They didn't even like try to make it seem like something is like not supposed to be part of the map. I mean, this map doesn't really have any interesting stuff out of bounds. I just wanted to show like how much they keep in. No wonder why the Extreme Legends maps are so laggy, because it just loads in stuff. It's not even supposed to be there. Okay. I think that's like the last interesting thing I can show. But if you want to take a look at it, and if you have the tools for it, I mean, technically you already have the tools if you use the other glitch that I'm gonna show in a few videos. But yeah, until then, if you have the tools for it, you can also explore these. Not too much interesting anymore, but maybe you're gonna find something that you find interesting. And yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Maybe subscribe to see more and see this very crazy glitch if I can do it. Yeah, bye bye.